Welcome to the opening ceremony of the first Asia International Conference in Science, which is hosted by Zhongyuan Christian University, Taoyuan City, Taiwan. Before we begin, we have beautiful prelude song to welcome all honorable guests to the ceremony. Fengya Song Chamber Music is a trio formed in 2018, comprised flute, violin, and piano. Now, let's welcome 3 performers of Fengya Song Chamber Music. Flutist Dr. Jiang Hao, violinist Dr. Jian Shangan, pianist Director Chen Mengwan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To celebrate this morning, we're going to present you a beautiful past round by American composer Antoine Machi. Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, let's welcome our Honorable Chairman, as well as Zhongyuan Christian University President, Professor Samuel Zhang, to deliver the opening and welcoming remarks. Let's have a round of applause.
Thank you, our wonderful and magician musicians. Let's give them another round of applause. Our honored guests, our fellow faculty members of CYCU, and the CYCU students here with us today. First of all, I would like to thank two deans of both, actually three deans, from three universities: National Niigata University from Japan, and the University Tunku Abdul Rahman from Malaysia, and Dean Yang from CYCU, for mobilizing a team of faculty members to participate in the first Asian International Conference in Science. Without your support and participation, the conference could not be possible to take place here at CYCU. This is an extraordinary important conference that is co-organized by NU, Utah, and CYCU. As you all know, that NU and CYCU became academic partners in the year 2009. Thereafter, Utah signed MOU with us in 2017, 2 years ago. It is planned that we three universities take turn to host the AICS. Can we call it AICS? And annually held conference. Afterwards, AICS will continue to expand to other universities in Asia. For instance, University of Santo Thomas, UST, will join us next year. I'm happy that CYCU takes the first step to host the conference this year, and it is hoped that such a mode of cooperation could help deepen academic and multicultural interactions among Asian universities and colleges, develop newer academic collaborative projects, and increase the international visibility of the joint universities and colleges of the AICS. It is also hoped that the interactions will extend to students as well. Therefore, they can lift their professional competence up to the rank of the top universities in the world. As a host, I firmly believe that our faculty, staff, and students will most benefit from this event. At the conference, you will have the opportunity not only to listen to the presentations of academics and professional experts, but also to generate some bilateral cooperative research projects between universities. Certainly, this conference will help you create new and stronger ties within your respective fields. Additionally, being in tune with trends of the globalization, CYCU is continuously working to build a global campus and to offer domestic and international students the most valuable programs we can in order to help them broaden their horizons and acquire well-rounded experiences within the Asian culture. The AICS definitely could help bring up an increasing number of overseas students to our master and PhD programs. As president of CYCU, it is my privilege to represent the university and share with you on its behalf. CYCU was founded on Jesus Christ, the Savior's love and sacrifice for the world, with a firm belief that love is the principal guiding force in education. CYCU, founded in 1955, and now in its 64th year, is a home to a student body of 16,000 students. Among these, more than 3,000 are graduate students, and at present, 190 are studying abroad as exchange students. Representing 10% of our student body, we also have more than 1,700 international students from over 30 countries who have joined the campus in the pursuit of academic excellence. The very same will graduate to join the ranks of the 120,000 alumni we have spread all over the world. CYCU is made up of 6 colleges, which are respectively dedicated to science, engineering, electrical engineering and computer science, business, design, and humanities and education. In addition to these, the university has established a law school. So we have all 7 colleges altogether, and the virtual college of industry altogether comprising 29 undergrad departments, 38 graduate programs, 13 doctoral programs, and 19 master programs for working professionals. CYCU is the first university in Taiwan to implement and exemplify holistic education. CYCU's dedication to holistic education has resulted in extraordinary achievements, including numerous first place honors among national and international competitions and evaluations. Such achievements include, ladies and gentlemen, one incident. On my way to the university this morning, I read our most popular newspaper, 联合报. I saw this. This is this morning. This is, as many of you know, that Taiwan is experiencing very drastic birth rate reduction. Most universities are craving for students. It's a fierce competition. And we are so grateful, we are so honored. Our undergrad admission, our undergrad registration rate this year is 99.97%. That means we have our enrollment for the undergrad, for freshmen, this year is 3,006. That's the number allocated by our Ministry of Education. You cannot increase it anymore. because of the fierce competition. Out of this 3,006 freshmen, only one didn't register. Only one. Not too bad, isn't it? We are very, very proud and we are very grateful. The headline says, the main reason is that CYCU puts holistic education at our top priority, and we mean business. Not just holistic education, it's not a rhetoric. We mean business. That's why we are successful. We are very grateful. Setting a new record by being awarded the largest annual operations funding available to a private university during a 7-year period from 2013 to 2019 by the Ministry of Education, Taiwan, ROC. CYCU was also ranked first among Taiwan's private comprehensive universities by top employers' favorite university graduate survey. That means our graduates are doing very well. They are really well liked by the industry, by business community. This is measured by Global Views, Commonwealth Publishing Company in 2019, this year. CYCU was awarded 5 excellent industry academia cooperation prizes by the Chinese Institute of Engineers from 2010 to 2018. In addition to this, CYCU was ranked first among all of Taiwan's private universities by the Center for World University Rankings, CWUR. Every year for the past 6 years, we are ranked #1 private comprehensive university on the island, leading CYCU to the world and bringing the world to CYCU is the principle we have adopted in our effort to further enrich our international and multicultural landscape. As one of the most prestigious private universities in Taiwan, and with a vision for the future, CYCU emphasizes caring, integration, innovation, high-tech, and internationalization, recognizing them as our competitive advantages. Lastly, I sincerely wish this conference be a successful one. I'm looking forward to seeing the strengthening of mutual understanding and interaction among Asian universities and colleges. Again, I sincerely welcome our guests and genuinely hope that you will enjoy your stay at CYCU. This time is probably the best season in Taiwan for you. You come at the right time. Don't come in July or August. Furthermore, I would like to express my gratitude to the CYCU participating faculty, staff members, led by Dean Yang, and students in the College of Science. All your effort is deeply appreciated. Thank you very much.
For the inspirational words, and please remain on stage. 刚上场麻烦留步，我们可以留念。Now we would like to invite our honorable guest to come on stage for group photo. President John, please. Professor Lin Deming, Professor Mitsuku Professor 杨敏生，请大家到台前。Yeah, we check out the photo. Perfect. Photographer ready? Okay, now we would like to invite all guests to take a group photo. To all the guests, please remain in seats and we take a group photo. Everyone. Cheese.
Alright, I say 3, 2, and you say cheese. Like this, okay. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Everyone seems not happy now. Okay,
Okay, everyone is very photogenic. Thank you very much. This is the end of our opening ceremony. Thank you for attending. Now, we will continue on with the first plenary speech. Personally, we would like to invite the conference chairman, the Dean of College of Science in Zhongyuan Christian University, Professor Yang Mingsheng, to give a welcoming address and also introduce the first plenary speaker. Let's have a nice round of applause to welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢哈。Okay, on behalf of the College of Science of Zhongyuan Christian University, it is a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the first Asian International Conference in Science, the CYCU, Zhongli, Taiwan. Without your participation, the conference could not be possible to take place here. I would like to extend my thanks to Dean Maeno and Dean Lin of the College of Science in Niigata University, Japan, and Utah University, Malaysia, to co-organize this conference. This is the first year of the conference, and the CYCU takes the first step to host the conference. It is hoped that this conference can deepen academic and multicultural interaction among the 3 universities, and then extend to more Asian universities and colleges. This conference has been scheduled 3 plenary speeches, 5 special sections of professional fields. They cover diverse areas in mathematics, statistics, physics, chemistry, psychology, bioscience technology, and nanotechnology. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to all attendees and the CYCU faculty, staff members, and students in the College of Science. All your efforts are deeply appreciated, which all attendees of the conference have an enjoyable scientific gathering in CYCU, and also a delight cultural tour in Taiwan. That's tomorrow. Yeah. Hope you enjoy it. I look forward to seeing all of you at the conference next year, maybe in Niigata University. It's okay, right? Okay, thank you very much.
Introduce our plenary speaker.
So we come to the first plenary speech. Okay, I would like to introduce Dr. Lin. Okay, Dr. Lin is Lin Tangman. That's Professor Lin Tangman, Lin Demin 教授. Okay, he's the Dean of Faculty of Science, Utah. He is a professor in Department of Chemical Science of Utah. His research area are electro-organic chemistry and natural product chemistry. Right now, Dean Lin is honor as Fellow of Royal Society of Chemistry, UK, United Kingdom. Of course, this is a very high rank honor. And to be a Fellow of Royal Society of Chemistry is very difficult. Yeah. In this planning speech, Dean Lin will first give a short introduction to his college and then go to his research talk. His speech topic is structural elucidation and electrochemistry of selected alkaloids from Malaysia plants. Let us welcome Dean Lin.
Respected Dean Maeno, Dean Yang, representative from Niigata University, as well as NYCU, staff and students of NYCU, good morning. On behalf of the representative from Malaysia, we are delighted and honored to be here this morning. Actually, we were invited to NYCU last year to have discussions for possible collaborations. And we moved very fast to the event that you see today, as well as we have 2 intern students for 3 months in your university. For the information of the audience, I would like to introduce our university, that is University Tunku Abdul Rahman. Many people will ask, who is Tunku Abdul Rahman? A very strange name. So our university is a not-for-profit university, meaning that it is not that we do not make profit, otherwise then we could not sustain. However, the profit made from this is plowed back into education and not for other purposes. University Tunku Abdul Rahman was established in 10 June 2002, meaning that we are only 17 years young. It is a not-for-profit private higher education. However, we make the fees affordable to give opportunities to more students to do their tertiary education. Our latest enrollment in the university is slightly more than 24,000 students, and we cover 117 programs. It is a rather comprehensive university. We have 41 postgraduate programs, 12 PhD, 29 masters, 72 undergraduate programs, and 4 foundations programs. So what you can see here, there are 2 campuses for Utah. The Sungai Long campus in the Klang Valley, Kuala Lumpur, as well as the Kamba campus where I come from. And the distance between these 2 campuses is 180 kilometers, which means that about 2 hours drive. And you can see on this photo that the buildings are built around lakes. And this is the satellite aerial view. This is the middle lake, and then you have the buildings all around these lakes. For your information, our land is 540 hectares, out of which 1/3 of it are lakes. We have 25 lakes dotting the land of the campus, and these are actually ex-mining, either you call it pond or lake, depending on the size. So Sungailong campus is actually a city campus, consists only 2 buildings facing each other, dissected by an accessing road. So this campus will house Faculty of Accountancy, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Engineering and Science, which I will speak a little bit later because it offers the physics program, and Faculty of Creative Industry, Institute of Chinese Studies. We have the biggest Institute of Chinese Studies outside Greater China, besides Taiwan and Hong Kong. Center for Foundation Studies and Center for Extension Education. So this one is the Kamba campus. These are some of the buildings in the campus. So we have the Faculty of Information Technology, Faculty of Arts and Social Science, which offers the psychology program. Faculty of Business and Finance. I believe this Faculty of Business Finance, just like in many countries, has the biggest enrollment of students as compared to Science and Technology. This faculty itself has around 1/3 of the total population of Utah. And the Faculty of Engineering and Green Technology, of course, the Faculty of Science, the Institute of Chinese Studies, and Center of Foundation Studies. Faculty of Science has 5 academic departments, and each of the departments offers 2 undergraduate programs. So we have the Department of Agriculture and Food Science, offers agriculture science, offers food science. Department of Allied Health Sciences offers biomedical science, dietetics. Department of Biological Science offers biotechnology and microbiology. Department of Chemical Science offers biochemistry and chemistry. And Department of Physical and Mathematical Sciences offers logistics and international shipping, as well as statistical computing and operations research. This is an applied mathematics program. And all departments offers Masters and PhD. In the Faculty of Science, the staff are divided into roughly 8 research groups or clusters. So we have the biodiversity and conservation, ecology, chemical biology and organic chemistry, chemical science and materials research, microbiology, pathology and parasitology, cell molecular and structural biology, mathematics, statistics, big data and computational biology, which has become the trend nowadays, food technology, nutrition and primary health care, logistics and transportation. So research interests of staff under biodiversity, conservation and ecology, and those in the area of chemical biology, organic chemistry, chemical science and materials research, microbiology, pathology and parasitology, cell molecular and structural biology, mathematics, statistics, big data and computational biology. Mathematics, statistics, big data and computational biology, because our biology is a big group. So one slide cannot accommodate all, so we extend to the second slide. Next, I move on to the Faculty of Arts and Social Science, which offers the psychology program. The psychology program is offered by Department of Psychology and Counseling in the Faculty of Arts and Social Science. First program is Bachelor of Social Science Honors, Guidance and Counseling, Bachelor of Science Honors, Psychology. And the postgraduate program is there a power failure? Connection? sorry. So for postgraduate programs, Masters of Philosophy and Social Science, Masters of Psychology, specifically for Industrial and Organizational Psychology, and Doctor of Philosophy. So the research interests of the staff: psychometric, industrial organization psychology. Then we have the clinical and counseling psychology, sexuality and gender research, education psychology research, family studies. And this is a specific project by Utah, which is our community service project. So we run the Utah Community Counseling Center. The objective of this center are to create a friendly, harmonious, and psychologically healthy society, discover and nurture the potential in every individual, instill positive attitudes and values in the community, help every individual to live life to the fullest, and search for the real meaning in life and find one's true self. So this is some of the facilities you see in that center. This center is open to the public. That's why it's a community project. Utah is a university by the people for the people. So we have many community projects in the year. And in this center, we have the clinical psychologists, which give services to the people, as well as counselors, therapies. The total cases since the inception of 2014, comprising for adults as well as children, but mainly children. And the sessions held since 2015. What are the services provided by this center? Psychological assessments, psychotherapy, counseling, behavioral modification, parental management training. And the assessments provided include the standard tests, which we have the intelligence assessment, neuropsychological assessment, neurodevelopmental assessment, personality assessment. And the devices in the center include Next, I would like to move on to our Lee Kong Chian Faculty of Engineering and Science, which offers the physics program. So you can see that our science, psychology, and physics are offered by different faculties, unlike Chongyan Christian University. So the physics program is actually offered by Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. And of course, this department also offers electrical and electronic engineering undergraduate degree, electronic and communication engineering, electronic in computer networking. And for postgraduate programs, they offer Master of Science, Master of Engineering Science, Master of Engineering Electrical, Master of Engineering Electronic Systems, Doctor of Philosophy in Science and in Engineering. And the researchers are. So a group of the researchers are working on wave system and energy research. And there are those who work on material science and engineering, as well as the biological related fields such as neurophysics, brain-computer interface system, computational biology, and system biology. There are 3 landmarks in our Kampa campus. If you don't visit these places, you are not considered visiting the Kampa campus. First is our Dr. Lim Leong Sik Hall, which can house a capacity of 4,000 people at one event. And this is very interesting. You can see this is Confucius, this is Einstein. And what are they doing there? They are playing chess. This is international chess. This is Go, Wei Qi. Because during the Zhou dynasty, there are no other chess. So Confucius will only play this Go. Why do we have these bronze statues in the campus? It is because during our 10th anniversary celebration, we wanted to portray the purpose of Utah and the educational direction of Utah. So we thought of two representatives, one for philosophy, the other one for science, and one for East, one for West. So finally, we shortlist these two candidates and install these bronze statues in the campus. Then the third major site is a bird sanctuary or bird island. So even from the photo, you can see these birds. They are all on the trees. These are actually migratory birds. They are not from Malaysia, but they like Malaysia. So after they came to this part during the winter period, they decided to become permanent residents and stay back. The main reason is that since we have 24 lakes and ponds, there are plenty of food and the weather is nice to them, so they stay back and become permanent residents. So our students will enjoy the view of these birds early in the morning, around 7 o'clock, where you see big flocks of birds flying away from their home, and 7 in the evening, you see big groups of birds flying back. For the details of our universities, you can get more information from www.utah.edu.ny. So this is the end of my introduction of the university. Next, I would like to move on to a little bit of the research side. Structure elucidation and electrochemistry of selected alkaloids from Malaysian plants. A short outline of the presentation. Introduction to electrochemical reactions, which a lot of people are not familiar. Some electrochemical versus chemical reactions. How to set up for an electrochemical reaction. Then I will use two systems to show the potential of electro reactions, conclusions on the electro reactions, the references and acknowledgements. When you set up a potential in a system, for example, there is an electrode and you pass current in the electrode, the molecules in the system will realign itself, where we have what we call the Helmholtz layer, the diffusion layer, and the bulk solvent layer. So the molecule will align here, and two things can happen, or nothing will happen. First, a reduction when the electrode donates an electron to a neutral molecule, or an oxidation where the molecule will transfer electron to the electrode. Then this agitated intermediate will move out away from the electrode, and something may happen in the bulk solvent where you can have dimerizations of the radical form, substitution, addition, elimination, and so forth. So to compare electrochemical reaction and a chemical reaction, In the electrochemical reaction, we do not use an reagent as compared to a chemical reaction. Instead, we use the electrode as a reagent for the reaction to take place. And normally, this electrochemical reaction takes place in the room temperature under very mild conditions, room temperature, atmospheric pressure, whereas for chemical reactions, sometimes you have to apply very stringent conditions for the reaction to start. And the beauty of electrochemical reaction is ampolung normally occurs in a single step. Ampolung means that the reaction of the same charge, you do not have to reverse the charge of the center of the reaction in order for the reaction to take place. For example, electrophilic attack of a carbonyl group. In the chemical reaction, you need to convert the carbonyl group to a nucleophile before that can take place. But for electrochemical reaction, it will take place easily, or it won't react at all. And there are selectivity. The selectivity comes from the alignment of the molecule along the electrode surface. It is quite difficult for selectivity, and selectivity also means that if you have a multifunctional group molecule, only certain group will react. The rest will not be touched because it is based on potential. Usually give very high yields, 70% and above. However, not that everything is ideal, not that everything is good. We also have some problems with electrochemical reaction. For example, it will take a longer time, depending on the surface of the electrode, and it requires the polar solvent to dissolve the salt for conducting electricity, and sometimes the intermediate will absorb on the surface of the electrode, therefore make it passive and the reaction will stop. The setup of an electrochemical system consists of a glass cell and 3 electrodes. One is the counter electrode, which feeds back the electron to complete the circuit. You have a reference electrode to fix the potential for the reaction. You have a working electrode whereby the reaction happens at the surface. And normally, at the beginning of the reaction, we will do a cyclic watermetry scan to find out what is the potential that the reaction will take place. This is a typical experiment procedure for electrochemical reaction. So the substrate dissolved in a system, a solvent system. And then you can see here, lutetium is a base, because in the reaction, protons may be released. And this proton release will attack any base nearby. In this system, coxygen, the compound, is an alkaloid, so it is a base. Then the proton will attack this base, and when this happens, it will change the charge of a neutral molecule and stop the reaction. So lutetium, or the base, is added to the reaction so that when protons are released in the reaction, it will be captured by lutetium instead of neutral coxygen. Otherwise, the reaction will stop halfway when all the neutral coxygen, or the starting material, is protonated. So for example, coxygen, we electrolyze coxygen at 0.87 volt, and we observe that there are 2 Faradays per mole of electron transferred, meaning that every single molecule will transfer 2 electrons for the reaction to take place. And then we work out to get the product. So this is the structure of coxygen, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ring compound alkaloid. And this cupsingine has a specific feature. You can see a double bond here. Then there is a hydroxyl group pointing up. There is a hydrogen pointing down. Cupsingine has been reported since 1967, very early. And this is a major compound found in many of the Kupsia species, the plant. For example, Kupsia singaporensis, Kupsia thuyi, found in the southern part of Malaysia. And there has been controversy about the structure of this cupsingine. Until recently, we solved the problem by proving that there has been a H17 and H21 long-range coupling of 2 Hz from MLR study to show that it has to be in this type of structure, a W coupling. And finally, this has been solved by taking an X-ray structure of the compound. Now, if we electrolyze cupsingine at a platinum anode using these conditions, at the end of it, we isolate a polar compound. This compound, when we did a TLC to find out the profile of the reaction, we found that it always stayed at the bottom of the line instead of moving up. So we increased the polarity of the solvent system to try to shift this compound out, because at the beginning we did not know what happened after the reaction. So to our surprise, we found that when we add methanol or increase the methanol amount in the solvent system, we found that actually there is a product that slowly moves out. And because of this, we try to add this polar compound to various solvents and see what will happen. So we stir the polar compound in methanol overnight, ethanol overnight, and in water. But the compound does not dissolve in water, so we add in acetonitrile 1:1 ratio, and this takes a long time, 4 days. Then we try to improve the reaction by introducing a different type that is using a phase transfer catalyst to increase the yield. So what we obtain is, after this stirring, cupsidine A, a compound which also found in the same plant, 72% yield, cupsidine B, 70% yield, cupsidine C, 50% yield, and after changing the condition for reaction, we increase the product a bit only for 5%. So cupsingine, if we use the carbon anode under this condition, we have 36%. This is different from the previous slide. This one is we get the polar product and stir it in the different solvent system. So after obtaining this compound, we did an overall electrolysis system by adding the solvent in the reaction itself. However, what we obtain, the yield is actually lower. Compared to 72%, 70%, we only obtain 36% and 55%. It means that the product actually is active under the condition, and part of the product form has been destroyed during the reaction. And these two compounds are also found in the plant itself, naturally. How do we explain the formation of the product from cupsingine? Because since cupsidine A, B, and this has been found in the same Kupsia species, so we rationalize the reaction, 2 electron transfer. First cupsingine, first electron transfer, you will get radical cation, and then the loss of a proton, deprotonation, you get a radical ion, radical. The second electron transfer, you get an iminium ion, and then attacked by the solvent, nucleophilic addition. So you get the product depending on the solvent that you use. So it's either cupsidine A, B, and C. And these are found in the plant itself. So by having this reaction, we have shown the formation of the product, the minor product, from the major product. Incidentally, this is actually found in the high yield in the plant itself. For example, more than 3%. So I have seen if we get a semi-pure crude from this plant, the crystal will drop out, virtually drop out from the solution. And we also did a reduction by sodium borohydride. Sorry. Oh, that's amazing. So we did a reduction by using sodium borohydride, methanol, for half an hour stirring, and we obtained 90% of another natural product, the conversion of a cupsidine C to cupsaporine. Cupsaporine is another natural product found in the plant. So what we have done is we have connected and explained the biogenesis of the compound in that plant. In order to understand better the reaction of the natural products in the plant, we thought of changing the piperidine ring, which is this ring, by first removing the double bond here, as well as adding a carbonyl group at position 3 here, removing the 14-15 double bond, and see what will happen if we subject these compounds in the electrolysis again. So, first, this does not work. So by removing the hydrogen at position 3, it will not form this ion. But we are more lucky with dihydrocoxygen. By removing the 14-15 double bond here, we found 2 compounds from the reaction. What you can see here is that this hydroxyl group is pointing up along this area. So at the end of it, the product is, it will form an oxo bridge joining this to this position as well as this to this position. And 3 to 17 oxo bridge, this position, 20% yield, and 5 to 17 oxo bridge, 55% yield, meaning that this intermediate form is more stable than this intermediate. But when we change the condition of reaction, this one is in acetonitrile, but when we change to methanol, to our surprise, there is a formation of extra compound, another compound. And this compound is a full bridge, a cage compound. This is one bridge. However, when we change the condition, you have a full bridge here and here. You can see that it's 25%, 27%, and 22%. And this compound is actually found in the plant, naturally. So what we have done is we explain how the minor compound in the plant derived from the major compound of the plant. how do we explain the formation of the product? So dihydrocoxygen similarly lose 2 electrons and a proton to get 2 possible iminium ion. And those of proton, as well as when these attack here and these attack here, we get the 2 products. And for the third product, the full cage product, how do we explain the formation of that? So there is an extra step, because the carbomethoxy group happen to be pointing up as well. So from the iminium ion form, there is a deprotonation and rearrangement to get an enamine, and this enamine, we have the electron here, and this close down to eject this group, leaving group as a methanol, and close and become a carbonyl bridge. And similarly to the previous reaction, you have the hydroxyl group attacking here to form the full cage compound, which is found in the plant itself. Then the relative stability of the intermediate, the different iminium ions form, we can see that this from coxygen itself is the most stable iminium ion, because we managed to isolate it as compared to this form, and then this form, and this is not formed at all, then it's unstable. Then we move on to another starting material, which is called coxamine from Coxia decirakis. Coxia decirakis is only found in Sabah, Borneo, not in peninsular Malaysia. So this is the major compound in that plant. And we subject this compound again to electrolysis. Following this condition, this time we found that the current consumed is higher, 2.5 instead of 2. And we found 2 interesting products from this reaction. If you compare this with the starting material, you can see that there is an addition of a sinyl group at this position 5, and a very interesting group also from the position 5. These 2 products, a total of about 45% yield only. So how do we explain the formation of this compound? Based on the reaction data. So again, coxamine lost 2 electrons and the proton to get this iminium ion, and there is a losing of another proton here to give you the enamine, and the same process takes place where methanol is ejected to rearrange to form another iminium ion. Now the interesting part is here. This is still normal. We have seen this reaction before. But the interesting part is that somehow in this reaction, acetonitrile, the solvent, has undergone reaction as well, which is not common. So in this case, acetonitrile is reduced at the cathode and become a radical anion, and this radical anion, because there is a dot and a negative charge, so there is a fragmentation, and if the negative charge goes on the sinyl group, then this becomes a nucleophile and will attack position 5 to give you our first product. However, how to explain the second product, which is quite difficult. How do we explain the formation of this? But if you look at the product again, this will remind us that acetonitrile is involved in the reaction again. So, from the iminium ion form, as previously, here, this one, another reaction may take place. Again, we see that azonitrile has been reduced at the cathode to form the radical anion, and this time the charge, the negative charge, is held by this, by removing just the hydrogen radical. And this again is an anion, therefore it will attack position 5 to give you not the final product, but an intermediate product, whereby this nucleophile will attack the acetonitrile solvent and eventually will give you this product. However, again, we change the solvent and see, and see what will happen to the reaction. So when the solvent has been changed from methanol to acetonitrile, you will not get the previous product because it is methanol. And to our surprise and delight, we got a dimer. This is a C2 symmetry dimer from Cook's engine. And to prove that the generality of this reaction, we get some other compound very similar to Cook's structure and see whether we will still get this dimer. And yes. So this is the mechanism to explain how we get the dimer. Basically, after getting a radical cation, it will dimerize to form this product. And in methanol solvent, it will form an enolamine. And hydrolysis of the enolamine will form this C2 dimer. So when we get another compound, you see the difference is that there is no dioxymethylene here. And we get the dimer. However, when we change to another compound with 2-methoxy group here, we do get the dimer, but the dimer is unstable, meaning that we cannot isolate this compound. However, when we subject the product into API LCMS, it does show a dimer, and the mass shown agree to this structure. So that's why we propose this structure. And as conclusion, we say that anodic oxidations of alkaloids are dependent on the electrode you use, for example, platinum or carbon, the solvents you use, and the supporting electrolytes, and how much of the charge used. The results have demonstrated the potential of electrochemically mediated approaches. Basically, for the alkaloids of different molecular scaffold, the structures are different, so they have the different chemistry. The results have also suggested that biogenetically origin of several alkaloids. Some of these reactions cannot find similar precedent in the normal chemical reaction. What we have shown here is we have proven how a compound in the same plant derived from the major compound of that plant. So these are some of the references on the material, and I would like to thank these people as well as the Ministry of Science and Technology for the grant to do this research. And thank you very much for your attention.
And have any questions or comments or short? Or have any question or want to know about iota?
Or if you may want to test your compound, we can collaborate. Because it's a different kind of chemistry. And when this is successful, it means that not all compound you put in will work. And we have more than this. Because of time constraint, I only show 2 examples. If it works, it is a new chemistry.
Okay. Have any question, comments? Okay, we thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lin. for sharing valuable knowledge with us and also your beautiful campus. This is the end of our first section of plenary speech. It's coffee break time. So coffee break time from now until 11 a.m. 11 a.m. We've offered coffee and snacks outside of the hall. Please enjoy. The next session will begin at 11 o'clock. Please be right back here on time. Thank you. 我们中场休息时间到早上11点整，请大家于11点整准时回到我们的会场。紧接着就是11点开始的第二场专题座谈。谢谢各位。
那我先。